This is news coming out of Florida by Brandon Farrington of the Associated Press. Is the link of where I'm getting it from. This is coming out of Tallahassee, Florida. Florida's governor signed a bill Thursday directing the state to work with a private marine institute to study and combat the red tide blooms that have hurt the state vital tourism industry and killed such wildlife as manatees, fish, and dolphins. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill at the Moult Marine Laboratory in Sarasota, the nonprofit research organization that will work with the State Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission in a private partnership to research how to better detect and alleviate the red tide blooms. While red tide is naturally occurring and has sporadically appeared off the state coast for ages, many believe that humans have made the problem worse. The state recently had one of its worst red tide blooms in recorded history. The 15-month bloom began in the Gulf of Mexico and spread in the waters of the Atlantic coast, in addition to killing massive amounts of sea creatures. It caused respiratory problems in people and hurt coastal tourism. No community felt it as hard as folks down in our southwest Florida coast. The bloom had its devastating effects on wildlife, DeSantis said. It had health impacts. Key industries like tourism, aquaculture, fishing, and coastal businesses suffered. The most recent outbreak affected waters from the Panhandle through the southwest coast and around the peninsula, spreading up to the Atlantic to Palm Beach. Scores of Florida's famous beaches were closed, and miles of dead fish washed ashore. In the Panhandle, county were deployed to pick off dead fish off the beaches. People walking the beach were horrified to find dead turtles, a 26-foot, 8-meter whale shark washed ashore on the Sanibel Island, the first time that species were known to be killed by red tide. It was the first time in decades that red tide affected three major areas of the state's coast. At the same time, DeSantis said that it hurt tourism even in areas that were not affected by the blooms. If somebody in Wisconsin sees image of Florida beach like that, they may not know that it's just one part of Florida. If you're in Northwest Florida, they may not want to go there either, he said. We're really all in this together. The new law will provide $18 million over to the next 6 years to research red tide. Moult Marine Laboratory President Michael Crosby said the money would help early detection of the toxic algae, develop systems where the public commercial fishermen can report red tide, create new ways to inform the public about outbreaks, and development of new technology to mitigate outbreaks. It will utilize applied science and innovation not only to fight red tide, but also in the Florida to stimulate the economy of Florida through technology transfer that helps to transform an ecology challenge to an economic opportunity, Crosby said. So this is just basically an update that is going on of the red tide that is hit Florida. Now, you guys were told a lot of times by the news that the red tide has stopped, and that is not true. It's actually a lie. Things have been worse in Florida since recently, since the red tide has first hit the state. But people want to continue to say that lie that Florida is the most funnest place you could be at, and good things about Florida. They try to spread all these lies about how great the state is. In fact, Florida is one of the most worst states to ever be in. I lived in the state for over 27 years, and I can definitely attest to what is going on here. But if you guys like my video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back to you in the next video.